Thank you for joining me. Currently, there is a line of some very severe thunderstorms, especially here from from the Delmarva southward. There's very intense thunderstorms, including a supercell right here. There's a supercell right over here, and it's moving in a from the south southeast. It's basically moving northeast, or between northeast and northeast. And it's moving rather quickly. If this storm stays on its current track and doesn't weaken, it's probably going to enter east central Long Island. Well, this cell here should impact the New York City area within the next hour or so. And this cell right here is tornado warned. I mean, I'll zoom in and I'll tell you why it's tornado warned. It does have rotation with it. It does have some pretty good rotation. In fact, there's several tornado warnings. There's 5 different tornado warnings. This is the one for this tornado warning, I believe, is in effect for Caroline, Kent, and Queen Anne's County. I believe they expanded the warning now. Yep, they just expanded the warning. Salisbury is now in the tornado warning for that cell. And there's 2 more tornado warnings. In fact, there's a new one that's just been issued north. And New York City itself is under a tornado watch right now. I don't think New York City is going to get any tornadoes. I mean, possibly, but that's only if those storms intensify. But at the moment, I don't think New York City is under any dangerous threat. I mean, it is 66 degrees outside, so, you know, anything's possible, even though the sun is down. You know, there is still a lot of instability. I mean, this is a very impressive system that's coming through. There's a lot of severe weather with this. And there's some very intense rotation with this right now. There we go. New scan just came in. Okay, that's good. The rotation is weakened, but I'm going to try to look at the terminal Doppler weather radar, the other radar. So right now there's another couple right there. It could be a microburst, but I believe that's another couple right there. And yeah, it could be a microburst. Yeah, it probably is a microburst. Because if it's a rotation, you will see what looks like green touching reds. You know, like there's green going inbound and red going outbound, because green is winds that are going away from the going towards the radar, while red is going away from the radar. So when you have a microburst, you might have an area of red. Say it's to the north of the radar, and most of the winds are going away. You will have an area of winds going towards the radar, so it's going to be like area of red, and in that red you'll have like a area of green embedded in the red. That is not really a tornado. That is actually a microburst. That is diverging winds. Diverging winds is an indicator of a microburst, of a downburst that has hit the ground and is spreading out in all directions. So right now, I'll tell you which storms are rotating at the moment using the velocities. Using the velocity data, the only storms that I believe are rotating, it seems like that one is rotating. So not much rotation. So I'm gonna try to see if I can find more radars. I'm going to use the Delaware radar. So I'm looking at Dover Air Force Base right now. Yep, I'm just having some problem right now with the radar scope app. It's always in clear air mode. I'm trying to get it out of it. So until I get it out of clear air mode, I'm not going to be able to see the radar. I mean the what's going on. So just bear with me for a couple more minutes until I get that fixed. Oh, there's why they issued the tornado warning, right here. Yep. Tornado warning was issued for this area. So the reason they issued the warning, I believe that was the south. Yep. I believe that also is the reason. So zoom back out again. Look back at the. So pretty intense squall line starting to develop. Yep, this part is really getting intense now. So, there's one reason the severe thunderstorm warning has been issued now. And these storms are really racing northeast. These storms should be in New York in the city by 4 a.m. I mean, they're really racing. They're going northeast like 50, 60 miles an hour. Yeah, I am having issues with the radar app. It just closed out on me. It said, so most of the, so I just checked, so for now, all the tornado warnings are because of a radar indicator rotation. There has not been any confirmed sightings as of yet, or for now. Hopefully it stays that way. Because if any of the tornadoes do touch down, even though they're going to be fast, there could be some spin-ups. And I want to see what's going to happen when these storms come into New York City. Thankfully, Lancaster County is in the clear. Did not get any severe weather, but it looks like I might luck out. I mean, I might get hit here. I think the stuff that's gonna hit the city is gonna looks like it's gonna come through about this area here. So this is where I am right over here. So it seems to me that based on the looks like I might get stuff that's coming out from here. And that looks like some of that stuff is pretty intense. Since I'm getting stuff from here, that's some of that stuff can definitely start rotating because the storms are coming in from the southwest. The winds though in New York City, I'm gonna check right now. I believe they're coming in from the south, just like due south. I'm gonna check JFK Airport right now where the winds are coming from. There isn't a lot of shear. I mean, there is some. The fact that there's a tornado watch in effect means there's shear and tornadoes are possible. And the fact that it's 66 degrees outside, you know, at 3:03 in the morning is very, very unusual for this time of year. And also it's very windy out. Winds are 25, 35 miles an hour tonight. So today's April 15th. It's also tax day, but This is, you know, early morning. I mean, check all these gusts. I mean, 38, you know, they're in the high 30s, so, and the winds are coming from the due south. So, winds right from the south, so straight south winds. Storms aloft coming from the south, between southwest and southwest. So there's definitely some shear going on, and it's also very windy. So it's why there's some of the storms are becoming tornadic. It's or rotating. It's because if you're having surface winds coming from the south and the storms aloft are coming from the southwest, you're gonna have rotation. You know, if the storms are coming, you know, more like from the slightly more from the west, that would be make the storms even more tornadic in nature. The reason there's rotation in the first place is because of the wind shear. So I'm just gonna check one more time. I'm gonna check radar scope again to see if I could get it to work. So yeah, 66 degrees right now, low of 61. Tomorrow's gonna be high of 64. Temperature's gonna fall because a cold front's coming through later in the afternoon. I mean, there might be a passing thunder shower around noon, possibly, as the low pressure center is gonna pass right by. I'm going to use HRRR right now. And if you want to notice what that is, that's actually lake effect snow, or some, no, that's just snow wrapping behind the storm. Wow, that is very impressive. That's updraft helicity swap, so yeah. So saying rotating thunderstorms coming to New York City according to this run. And those are the storms I was referring to, so possible thunderstorms, you know, north of the city. So looking at Namnes, which is the midnight run. So this is a squall line. And boom. So let's look at the radar again. Let me go back to the Dover radar. It seems like this is, wait, I think there's a bit of a kink in this line. Oh, not again. Yep, it's happening again. Let me check the velocities right now. There, that's a microburst. This is a prime example of that's either rotation or that's a microburst. Check the warnings again. Yep. Let me try to reset the site again. Yep, finally got the radar to work. Yep, the radar's working, and looking at it, there's some very strong winds on the backside. There's some pretty strong RFDs with this. There's some very, very strong winds with this, some of this stuff coming through. So far, I'm not seeing any indicators of tornadoes. I'm not seeing any debris. And I'm not seeing any couplets at the moment, so that's good. But there's some very strong winds on the backside of this, some of this stuff. Winds are about, there's some wind gusts of at least 60 to 70 miles an hour on some of the backside of this stuff. And for some, yeah, right over here, there's some 60 to 70 mile an hour winds. And this is racing right towards New York City. So this right here is gonna, I think this is the part that's gonna clip the city right over here. This part I think is gonna head into Queens, just east of it. Yep, I think I'm having this problem again. Yeah. Yep, now I got it to work. Good. Finally. Alrighty. So this is where I am right here. So this stuff is gonna come just to my northeast, and this is the stuff that's gonna hit my area. So the most dangerous cells are gonna pass just to my south. It depends if this could race ahead. But I believe that the city's gonna escape the worst of it, and it's gonna be all, you know, southern New Jersey and up to about Ashbury Park should be seeing some severe thunderstorms today. You know, don't get me wrong. The city is not going to get, like, just a little rain and that's it. It's going to pour, there's going to be thunder, there's going to be lightning, there's going to be some strong wind. Can't even rule out some small hail because there is some cold air aloft. I mean, there's quite a bit of snow on the backside of the storm. You can see there's snow in Cleveland. There's Chicago got, like, several inches of snow, so there's a lot of cold air aloft with this stuff. And the tornado warnings are still being issued. In fact, zoom out again. Oh, in fact, there's a new severe thunderstorm warning that's just been issued. Let me go to the Philadelphia radar. Yep, they just issued a new severe thunderstorm warning for this line right here. And it looks like there's some renegade cells that are forming right here. I mean, this stuff is almost moving south to north, so. It looks like the city might actually get hit by some of those more intense cells. Possibly. Just possibly. Yep, so I'm looking at the radar right now, and so I'm looking at the Mount Holly radar right now, and this cell doesn't really have that much wind with it. I mean, yes, it has a severe thunderstorm warning, but the winds aren't that impressive with this storm. Thanks for joining me, and as I watch severe thunderstorms come into the New York City area. In fact, I'm going to shift radars now. I'm going to go to Dover now, and I'm looking. I also have my my handy dandy cell phone with me, so I'm looking at the velocity data using that. See if I could spot any possible trouble spots when it comes to tornadoes. At the moment, there's still a couple tornado warnings in effect. However, nothing that's indicating imminent danger. Nothing, you know. I mean, there's definitely some damaging winds with this activity that's coming through, but I have not seen any signs yet of tornadoes. That's the good news, and hopefully it stays that way. Alrighty. The cells that have the tornado warning this is for all the tornado warnings have been because of radar indicated rotation. So this is the cell that has a tornado warning just near Drenton. Now this is the cell that has a tornado warning near Fredericksburg. And there's another one near I believe Chestertown. So just south of Salisbury has a tornado warning on it, though it does not really have any dangerous rotation. Oh, wow, that looks impressive. Almost looks like it's rotating, but it's actually an illusion. It's really not. And it's only severe warning at the moment. Sometimes you could get a rotation in storms, and you won't get the classic curly Q shape. You wonnt have the hook echo shape. You could get you could get rotation inside of very heavy rain. Produce a rain wrap tornado. So all you'll see is red. Only way to determine if you're having a tornado is through using the velocity data, or using the dual polarization radar, especially the correlation coefficient. The correlation coefficient, it sends a radar pulse diagonally and horizontally. In that way, it determines if there's tumbling debris, because each type of precipitation, rain, hail, and snow, has a slightly different signature. Well, falling precipitation has a certain signature, and even hail has its own signature. So the sleet tumbles, hail tumbles, while rain and snow and more falls and flutters. Snow and rain, snow falls, while snow flutters down. It doesn't really tumble, but it kind of flutters. So I think they have like a formula that certain types of precipitation will have a certain color. So that's even when I couldn't really, when I was using the radar, just for the March snowstorm, the March 4th snowstorm, I was able to determine that we're about to have sleet because I saw a slight discoloration on dual pol, and that meant that the snow is going to change over to sleet. And shortly after I made that prediction on live stream, it actually happened. It was snowing and then it changed over to sleet, even though on regular radar, it was showing snow all the way down off the coast. Dual polarization is very, very crucial in determining the exact moment the changeover from snow to sleet will happen, or vice versa. So it's very crucial. It also saves lives, because say you have no storm chasers out there, you have a severe thunderstorm over rural areas that suddenly produces a tornado. It'll pick up debris, trees, leaves, branches, and you will have a debris signature in the way of having a blue, the blue discoloration in an area of red, which determines that you're having debris being tossed up into the air, and if that correlates with velocity shift, and is inside precipitation, then you have a tornado. Of course, in an area where you have no precipitation, you'll also have blue. So sometimes you have to watch out when you're using dual pole. Is it because of is it that there is really a tornado occurring, or is it just that the precipitation area is less? So that's really important how you use that data. I mean, let me look again. So tornado warning still in effect. Salisbury. Rotation though is weakening, but some of the storms still have some very strong winds with it. Also, there's a severe thunderstorm just to the south, south of Philadelphia. So, wow, 4 people joined my stream. Wow, that's a lot. Thank you all for joining. Just type a comment. Tell me what you think about the live stream, and you try to make this. Yeah, this has got to be. Sorry, it's such low def. Yeah, I did not know this stream was so low definition. Had no idea it was that bad. Anyway, let's go back to the radar where it was just at. So let's go back there. So those of you who want to know, those storms are getting really impressive now. Seems like this storm really wants to blow itself up. Looks like Philadelphia is about to get really woken up by some loud thunderstorms. Let me check the lightning data is probably lit right now. Like, it's probably just blown up with lightning. Probably hundreds of strikes a minute. It's probably just like blowing up with lightning right now. Oh yeah, lightning's all over the place. Not as much as I expected, but still, there's quite a bit of lightning. And usually when there's a huge explosion of lightning, that means the storms are really about to explode, so I'm going to be back in a sec. I'm just going to take a look out the window. If the fog has lifted, sometimes I could see some lightning flashes from lightning strikes that are this close to the city. But probably not. I'm going to just take a look out my bedroom window. I'm going to be back in just a sec. Just watch the lightning. It's really impressive. In fact, I'm going to turn on the sound so you guys can hear. Let me see. Yep. Every click you hear, I believe, is a cloud-to-ground lightning strike. There should be more of them, but the site sometimes has some issues. Just want to apologize for that. Again, very impressive thunderstorms heading through Philadelphia right now. New tornado warning just issued. New tornado warning. Right here. New tornado warning is now issued for Philadelphia, and this storm is heading towards New York City. New tornado warning just issued. New tornado warning just issued in the past couple minutes. This is for, I believe, let me see why. Radar indicator rotation. Okay, this is very new. And yes, this storm definitely has a couplet. Let me go to Philadelphia Terminal Doppler Weather Radar. Yeah, this is getting bad now. Okay, this is getting really bad. Tornado warning for Philadelphia. This is oh my God, this is bad. Look, I don't know if the winds are really that strong. Could be a glitch, but no, those are some very, very, very dangerous winds. destructive winds heading towards Philadelphia. This is going to produce those are going to be 70, 80 mile an hour wind gusts heading right towards Philadelphia right now. This is going to be a major, major wind damage event. Whether a tornado occurs or not doesn't matter. This storm is going to produce a lot of wind damage. I don't really see indications of a tornado, but no, this is very intense wind damage here that's going to occur. And this is basically heading right towards New York City. Whether if this doesn't fall apart, many trees are going to come down. And I don't know if that's correct. You know, if the winds are actually that strong. Because keep in mind, the further away you get from a radar site, the higher the radar beam is. So I might want to wait until it gets a little closer so I can really see how strong those winds are. But it looks like it's pretty intense. You know, 50 knots, that's about 60 miles and that's like 60, 65 mile an hour winds. But if that's above 64 knots, that's hurricane force winds. That could be a glitch, but what I'm looking at in Mount Holly radar is showing, looking at the severe thunderstorm warning for the one for Philadelphia, and it's saying damaging winds. Oh wait, yeah, tornado warning. Hold on, I'll try to get the severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, severe thunderstorm warning for winds in excess of, I believe, 60 miles an hour. Okay, and they're also warning of the flooding could be occurring with this storm. Saying torrential rain is occurring with these storms. Obviously, rains are very intense with this storm. So Darby just got hit by a very, some very dangerous winds. Lightning isn't too bad, but new tornado warning just got issued for Philadelphia. So please be very careful. Sometimes along these, sometimes in squall lines you can get tornadoes. It's very possible. It happened in New York City on September 16th. Tornado came right through Forest Hills, Middle Village. It was actually a tornado. It was mistaken as a macroburst. It was actually a tornado. The core of the damage was only 100 to 200 yards wide. I was there. All the fallen tree, the worst of the damage was in a very narrow path. The path was was long, but its width was very narrow. It was only like 100 to 200 yards wide. And it went all the way through Corona Park, the southern parts of Corona Park, Fresh Meadows, and then into Bayside. So new tornado warning. And New York City has south winds, so there's definitely wind shear occurring with this. I mean, there's definitely shear. Because the surface winds are out of the south. But the winds aloft are out of the southwest. That's why there's rotation. And that's why tornado warnings are being issued. This is getting very scary now. This is getting really, really bad. I think they're going to extend the tornado warnings, I believe, out to the east end of Long Island. I mean, they're going to have to. Maybe the Cape, the Cape's not high enough because eastern Long Island is pretty cool because of its, the offshore winds. And also, there might be some hail with this. I mean, there are some hailers. I mean, some small hail there. I'm going to check Montauk right now. I think Montauk is, see New York City, 67.9 degrees. Montauk, I believe, is in the mid-50s. Maybe even low 50s. So, I believe Long Island, should escape the worst of the storms. But my area right now, I'm going to check LaGuardia Airport. LaGuardia Airport right now is about, I believe, in the mid-60s. Or 50. Yeah. I'm gonna check LaGuardia Airport right now. 57 degrees. I don't know if that's accurate, but could be. And the winds aren't too bad. But Kennedy Airport is really strong winds. There's some really strong winds at Kennedy. No, latest report was at 10:51 p.m. Yeah, it was still pretty chilly at that time. And there was a fog starting to come in. Try to get it, yeah, I think there's a mistake there, so this is where I am right now. I live in Regal Park. Let's go to Regal Park. I believe it's in the mid-60s right now. Yeah, I think that's kind of wrong. And yep. Let's look at Philadelphia radar again. Let me re-update it again. 326 is the last update. And a core of damaging winds entering Philadelphia right now. Tornado warning in effect for Philadelphia right now. This is the first time Philadelphia is under tornado warning in quite a while. I mean, and this is heading right towards me. I'm about to be impacted, so you might see me go outside. I probably won't be able to live stream. But I sure as heck would try. I'm gonna film this, you know. I'm gonna get my umbrella and film this. You know, I'm losing precious sleep, and I got 2 jobs later today. I have 2 jobs I have to do. You know, keeping people safe is more important. Making sure everyone's aware of what's going on. The danger of these storms is paramount. It's most important that people are safe. You know. And I'm going to look for any new tornado warnings right now. All of them are... no new tornado warnings. Newest one is still the one that issued in Philadelphia. And there's a new severe thunderstorm warning for this cell, right up for this squall line right here. Just issued a new severe thunderstorm warning right here. And according to the warning, the warning is for 60 mile an hour wind gusts. Radar indicated winds. So, yep, New York City all the way, the tornado watch is, I believe, expanded all the way into Albany right now. So, yep. I think there's even a small tornado warning there. Yeah. So let's look at the Storm Prediction Center right now, the current outlook. I think they expanded it, I believe. Wow, Yep, this is the current one. Let's see, wind, hail, tornado. So I think they're gonna expand that right now because yeah, it looks like the enhanced just got shifted east. And there's quite a bit of lightning. Most of the lightning right now is with this cluster right here. Whoa, I got 7 people joining my streams. Oh, thank you all for joining me. Whoa, I got 8 people just joining my stream. Yep. Lehigh Valley. Yeah, Kathleen, you live in Lehigh. I think you're safe. Go to the radar. I believe for your location, you are not going to be hit by any of the tornadoes. You're safe. But can't say the same for myself. I'm kind of in the pack. You know, I always wanted to see a severe thunderstorm, and I've always wanted to, experience, extreme weather. So in a while, I'm gonna go outside and film this bad boy coming through. So this is a pretty nasty squall. I don't know if there's like 80-mile-an-hour winds with it, like what I found on the Philadelphia Terminal Doppler weather radar, but I'll try to go back there. Yep. I mean, there's some 70-mile-an-hour winds. I mean, those are some very strong winds there. Those are some 50-plus mile-an-hour winds coming through right now. I mean, this is definitely not a tornado coming through. This is a very powerful downburst. But see how when it got closer to the radar, the winds seem to weaken? That's because the stronger winds were at higher altitudes. This is basically right near ground level, right around here. So you're having surface winds of about... Wow, those are some very strong winds. That is some like, I believe those are some 60, 70 mile an hour winds. So I think that's Philadelphia International Airport right there. It's right near Camden too, just northeast of Camden. I believe it's in New Jersey, so yep, PHL. In fact, its location is actually no, Philadelphia's airport is actually in Pennsylvania. It's not in New Jersey. But the radar site, I believe, is in the Camden. Yep, I believe it's in. Yep, I believe it's in the Morristown Industrial Common. That's where I believe the radar site is located. So this radar site is located right in that that location. So Morristown. See, Merchantville. These are some very extreme winds that just came through. In this cell, or this squall, is heading right towards New York City. If it doesn't weaken, New York City is in a lot of trouble. And no, this is not the cell weakening. That's just the radar echoes just disappearing. These cells are not weakening. In fact, they're just marching right on. I mean, look at this. This is just one nasty cell just heading right towards New York City. And I think check if there's any more tornado warnings right now. Yep. There have been 3 new tornado warnings. One for Caroline County, Sussex County, Kent County, I believe. Kent County, Delaware, Caroline County, Maryland, and also Sussex County, Delaware. Another tornado warning for Sussex County. And also another tornado warning for Gloucester County, Virginia, which includes James City, Matthews, York, and Newport News. So the Newport News area is also being impacted by this very dangerous storms. So they right near Virginia Beach, there's some very dangerous storms coming in right now. This is the most dangerous line, I believe. This line is just producing damaging winds, but the line that might produce any tornadoes will be here, because that's where most of the helicity is. In fact, these two bands are merging. They're kind of conjoining right together. There's an area of conjoining bands right over here. So, point of reference, I'm here. This is the most dangerous band. If it doesn't weaken, it's gonna hit New York City really hard. So yep, the tornado warning in Philadelphia did expire. Even though they're probably going to issue a new severe thunderstorm warning right now. Yep, they just issued it. I spoke very soon. They just issued a new severe thunderstorm warning just now. Hasn't really... It expires in 48 minutes. Issued at exactly 3:39. Just issued a new warning as of 3:39 a.m. It says at 3:38 a.m. This is 60-mile-an-hour winds. Oh, penny-sized hail. So hail is not a big threat, but it said damage to roofs, siding, and trees, and power lines is possible. I mean, they're saying 60-mile-an-hour winds. I think it might be a little stronger, possibly. I'll say maybe 60 to 65. So the areas under the warning are including locations impacted include Philadelphia, Trenton, Camden, New Brunswick, Perth Amboy, Gloucester City, Somerset, Edison, Cherry Hill, Old Bridge, Bensalem, East Brunswick, South Brunswick, Sayreville, Mount Laurel, North Brunswick, Manalapan, let me see if I'm pronouncing it correctly, Manalapan, Ewing, Willingboro, and Cataract. So, new severe thunderstorm warning just issued. Still has not popped up here. This thing has not updated yet. So, new severe thunderstorm warning just issued. Yep, there it is. That's a new severe thunderstorm warning. The tornado warning has already expired. So tornado, we're still under tornado watch. So let's not forget that there is still wind shear. There is still winds turning with height. There is still rolling motions in the atmosphere, and any thunderstorm could tap that and turn it into a spinning motion, cause a tornado. Wow, I'm now having 10 people joining me. Wow, it's really impressive. That's wild. Yes, Kepka, this is definitely crazy. Absolutely. I mean, this is tornado season, but yeah, New York City does not usually get weather like this. Tell you that. It's wild. Yes, this tornado season is definitely going to be pretty impressive, I think. I mean, nothing like 2011, but still, it's going to be pretty impressive. Thinking a year like 2013 is definitely possible. well, more active than 2013. A year more like 2012 is more likely. So I'm gonna go to Philadelphia Terminal Doppler Weather Radar again. Some very strong winds with this. This is Staten Island, and this, I'm like off here. I'm like right around here. This is heading right towards me right now. I mean, this thing is really moving. I mean, look at that. Look at this big blast of wind just coming in. This is producing some very dangerous winds. So areas going all the way towards Pemberton, Wrightstown, Burlington, New Jersey. Let's see other towns. Wrightstown. And on the south side of Levittown, you're about to be hit by a really, really powerful wind blast. So it's going back into Pennsylvania. So Trenton is south side of Trenton. You're going to be hit hard by this squall line, and this is where tornadoes can occur on the north side of these bands. So you could get a tornado in here. This is where tornadoes usually form. On those on the north side, you could get a quick spin up. So Levittown, please be in your safe place right now. You never know, because right in here. Oh, in fact, I am spotting a little. Yep, right there, possible tornado. Then I'm spotting what could be a spin up. I'm getting red touching green. Tornado in progress right near Beverly, just northwest of Beverly. Tornado, possible tornado. That could be a glitch. Let me just double check, make sure that's not an error. No, that is definitely not good. That is not good. This is exactly where tornadoes occur, on the north side of Bow Echoes. This is very dangerous right now. I think the National Weather Service has to issue a tornado warning, new one. They need to. I think they're gonna have to issue a new tornado warning. I'm currently looking at the dual pole right now. I hope there's no debris with this. I'm really praying that there's no debris with this. Come on. And there is some small hail with this. I'm seeing some lavender colors in this. So this is possibly a tornado in progress. Just northwest of Beverly, New Jersey. I'm going to try to find out exactly where that is. But actually, no, that's going to be wasting time. Okay, looks like the tornado lifted, if there was one. It just lifted back up, but there is still rotation. There is rotation with this activity. Right over here, there's some rotation going on. And right here, possibly a very brief touchdown. Green touching red, very bad sign. Possible brief tornado touchdown just northwest of Beverly. They might need to issue a new tornado warning, and it definitely needs to be done. Even though it doesn't look impressive, what just happened just northwest of Beverly was a possible tornado, or maybe just an area of rotation that hopefully did not touch the ground. All right, I'm looking at the terminal Doppler weather radar. Looking at the velocities right now. There is rotation in that area. There is definitely rotation. Gonna look if. Yep, there definitely is rotation in that area. And I'm gonna see if there's a debris signature there. Yep, there is a small debris signature. We have a tornado on the ground. I think we just had a tornado touchdown, a brief one. Very brief touchdown. Wait, I'm gonna try to see where that is. I think it might be a different location. No, I do not believe this is related. No. But where I thought I just saw debris was in a different area. And the rotation is getting a little stronger now. There is an area of rotation right now. Let me go back again. Yep, another couplet. That could be a glitch. It very well could be a glitch, but I'm very concerned right now. Okay. No, that could be a glitch, but so let me try to backtrack again. So it looks like it kind of occluded a little bit. I hope that means that, you know, it's wrapping itself up and it will no longer produce a tornado. But that's a very bad sign. You know, if it wraps itself up fast enough and, you know, weakens, then the tornado threat will be over, especially after it merges with this other squall. But at this moment, I cannot say it's safe. It's definitely, at this moment, it's capable of producing a tornado right now. There's some very strong winds on the backside of this. The correlation coefficient still cannot confirm any debris. Cannot confirm a tornado. So looking at the super reflectivity, the two lines have just merged. This is now one big squall line. They just have merged into one big line of storms now. Lightning is becoming more impressive now. I'm going to take a brief look out the window. And I'll be back in 1 second. I'm just going to be gone for a minute. I'm not ending the live stream. This is where the possible tornado is happening right now. This is a very dangerous situation. Please be in your safe place right now. You know, you should not be out right now. No one should be out right now. This is a very dangerous situation. Well, have there been confirmed tornadoes? I don't know. So far, I have not heard any reports of confirmed tornadoes. Everything has been, for now, radar indicator rotation. I've been looking at the I have several softwares where I'm using velocity data. One of them, you have to pay for. It's called you could use it for your smartphone. Oh, I live in New York City, and to answer your question, Atepka, the 0.20 elevation velocity. No, all you have to do is go to Terminal Doppler Weather Radar on Weather Underground. Just type in, just go on Google, type in PHL TDWR, and I'll show you what you can do. And then just go here, and this is looking the regular Philadelphia radar. So just type in PHL TDWR on your browser, or and you'll get this. But make sure it's TDWR, the Terminal Doppler Weather Radar. It shows a more in-depth, view of what's going on. So it looks like the rotation has died out for now. Looks like it got occluded. Looks like that area of rotation finally got occluded. There's some very strong winds with this. There's like 60, 70 mile an hour winds with this activity, or at least 60 mile an hour winds with this. And it looks like it's coming right towards New York City, or at least towards the south side of the city. So all of them are severe thunderstorm warnings right now. It looks like this monster is heading right towards the city. So you could see this is the gust front right here. So this is what you would call a macroburst, because it's not in an area, it's in a very wide area. So this is a macroburst in progress right now. So this is a macroburst downburst event, and on the top part of the boa you would get rotation, because this is where they sometimes spiral in. Whether there's going to be tornadoes with this or not doesn't matter, because there's going to be damaging winds. Straight line wind events should be taken just as seriously as an actual tornado, because of their tendencies to produce widespread wind damage. So I'm looking on the terminal. I'm looking on the radar again. It's going to be a widespread damaging wind and very heavy rain event. So flooding is also likely from this. I'm looking on the velocities right now. I think New York City's not going to get destructive winds now, but strong winds definitely. Because now the strongest winds, I believe, are down here. The Levittown area, the Trenton area is not getting the strongest winds anymore. Also, the two squall lines have merged. And that might have reduced the threat of... Oh, no. Never mind. There's a couplet still. There's still an area of rotation. Yeah, I'm seeing the winds are not as strong up there, but there's still rotation going on. I'm seeing what could be another... possibly a tornado forming, but I'm not exactly sure. But there is... I'm looking at the terminal Doppler weather radar right now. So this is inside the Trenton area. This is where I'm looking at is just south of downtown Trenton. So it's around this area right over here. So as I said, the squall lines have merged. So this is the first line of storms. This is the second one. So I believe this is the cold front itself. This is the cold front right here. And this is the dangerous line of storms. So you can see there's a wind shift right here. So this is a cold front, and this is basically the squall line. And if this gets New York City first, we'll get kind of like a double whammy of the bow echo and then the line itself. So this is the cold front. Once this passes through, everything's gonna calm down, because behind us it's cool, it's getting drier. Ahead of this, it's very unstable, which is why you're having all this mess here. So the tornado warning should already be dropped. So the threat of any severe weather will immediately diminish, right? So area Phoenixville, Westchester, all these towns are just going to get rain for the rest of the night. No more severe weather. Can't say the same for Levittown and New York City. I mean, I'm about to get slammed. Yeah, I'm about to get slam dunked by this double whammy. And this still has the potential to become even more intense. So as I said, I'm going to try to take a look out the window. See if I could get any lightning. I'm coming right back in a second. I'm going to leave you with the Philadelphia Terminal Doppler weather radar in the meantime. Here we go. I might have to change gears soon to the Newark radar in just a while. Okay, guys, I'm back. I couldn't see any lightning outside, but there's some very gusty winds outside, and it's wet outside. Apparently, it looks like it just poured outside where I am, but looks like it just rained outside. I think it was one of those quick cells I just passed through, but no. Oh wait. Anyway, I'm gonna be ending the live stream in about 20 minutes, so I can go outside and film this storm. Well, thank you all for joining me. Oh. Um. Again, tornado warning's gonna expire 12 minutes from now in Maryland. That's the last tornado warning in effect right now. We go back to the radar. Now I'm gonna go to New York radar. And whoa, that's some very strong winds. Okay, yeah, this radar is, yeah, this is acting up. Hold on. There's that squall line that's coming in. Oh, it's really coming in now. It's racing in. There's that small couplet right there. It's like I could see it on TDWR there. There it is. There's even a bit of an inflow notch, I think. See, where is it? There's the couplet. So it looks like a squall line right now, but there's an area of some rotation. Whoa. Yeah, this... I think there might have just been a quick touchdown. I'm not sure. I'm going to look at the correlation coefficient, but I think there might have been a quick touchdown. Good news is no, I have not seen any indications of any touchdowns yet. So super reflectivity. I'm not seeing anything like hail except one. Okay, there's one area that is showing possibly hail, and it's this area right here. There might be some hail with this. It's near North Plainfield, and also some pretty strong winds. I would say winds in water fit for 30 to 50 miles an hour with this. Non-severe, but definitely impressive nonetheless. But they're still having severe thunderstorm warnings for this. And a tornado watch is in effect, and it's for good reasons. There's still some rotation, and along these lines, especially with some wind shear, you could get a quick spin up. And especially if you have a bow echo, you could get a tornado on the north side of that, of where you have a kind of have a little curly cube on the north side of bow echoes, and those can sometimes rotate. So this moment, looking at the terminal Doppler weather radar, storms are very close, getting very close to my area now. Lightning is lighting up the whole western horizon. It's getting very impressive now. Now they're like, strikes are, getting very high now, especially in this area. And again, I want to thank every single one of you. Yeah, Sergeant Nick Fury, I completely agree with you. I miss the old radar as well. They used to have everything. Hail size, storm direction. I know exactly what you mean. I used to use Weather on the Ground radar since '04. I could zoom out and everything. I think there might have been a couple touchdowns. Let's see. Hopefully not. No. Looks like not. I think the watches will be allowed to expire as soon as those storms pass. The watches are just going to be dropped. Let's take a look again. This is where I am basically. That's me. So this most dangerous part of the storm. Oh man, it's gonna pass just to my south. This is the part that produces the tornado. And I'm over here. It's gonna pass mighty close to me. But yeah, that's getting a little scary. Coming a little too close to comfort now. Yep, looks like it's gonna pass just north of JFK and pass maybe through southern Queens. Yep, looks like this whole thing is just one big wind machine. Strong winds all along this. Let me see. So again, very strong winds. Well, now it looks kind of different. So, see now you're having northwest winds here. That's the cold front that just passed through. They're also having some light northwest winds, and with some moderate rain, obviously. So this line is the cold front right here. This is the cold front, and behind the cold front, you're just having rain. But there's a lot of lightning along these bands of storms. Let's check again the New York City, the lightning data. Oh, it's pretty close. I think I might be able to see the lightning now. I won't be stepping out. I won't end the live stream until the thunderstorms are almost until Brooklyn. So I'll say another 10-15 minutes to go until the stream ends. Yeah, it's close. It's definitely close to me. Yeah, so that is good. Actually, I was awake the whole time. I was planning on doing a live stream for this. And when I saw the tornado warnings in effect in Delaware, I decided to start the stream. And yeah, Shannon, I haven't really... Yeah, this winter has been awful for snow. In fact, where I live in New York City, it's been kind of weird. There's been more snow to our west, to our north, well, to my north, to my west, to my northeast, to my south, to my southwest. And yet New York City and Long Island completely missed out on this year. Like, we completely lucked out on snow. It was just like a really sad year for snow. Except, November, the middle of November, we had kind of a snowstorm. Most of the snow was actually northwest again. Like areas northwest of the city, even south of the city, got a lot of snow this winter. It was crazy. Oh, severe thunderstorm warnings is just about to be expanded right into my area. Just got a few moments until the warning is just thrust right into my area. Looks like this is the real bad stuff here. But it looks like this cold front squall line is trying to force this other line of storms to my south. Look at JFK terminal Doppler weather radar. Oh, my bad. Alrighty. Here we go. It's coming in. Let's check the winds. This is definitely going to come through with a roar. Oh, this little, there's the wind shift right there. That's a little bit of some pretty strong winds. So it's just about to pass through New Brunswick. So it's right on the suburbs, and it's about to start raining where I am. It's just about to start. I want to wait for the storm, for the edge of the yellows and the oranges to be right around here. So I only plan on filming for a few minutes. And this is not going to be a live stream, after this. This is just going to be me filming the storm. Anyway, did any of you see anything crazy today? Oh, nice. Toronto. Yes, yes, that's right near Buffalo. I actually went to Toronto. I was right by the CN Tower, and I actually visited some of the train museum there. You had some of those, some of those old cabooses right in front of the CN Tower. I believe that was 2 years ago. It's a really nice visit. In fact, tornadoes in New York City are actually pretty common. In fact, since 2004, New York City had several tornadoes. There was one in 2008. There was, I believe, two in 2010. Actually, three tornadoes in 2010 in New York City. No, two tornadoes. There was one tornado in 2011 from Hurricane Irene, and another one in 2012. Oh, so yeah, we had one hurricane in the past 10 years that was because of a tropical system. The other ones were all related to thunderstorms. Yes, actually, in April, it's almost unheard of. There was one tornado warning that was ever issued in April. April is usually severe season in the Midwest, not so much in New York City. For us in the Northeast, our severe weather season usually is August, June, and July. Like most of the tornadoes we've seen were around that time. The tornado that hit Forest Hills was September 16th. That was basically it was a squall line that it was basically a MCV. It was a mesoscale convective complex, and the tornado formed just as it was converting into a mesoscale convective vortex. And that tornado touched down in Park Slope, and it lifted back up in Bayside. Anyway, going back to the radar again. Yep, looks like 6 minutes have just passed since the last update. Let's see. Ooh, that looks pretty impressive now. Precipitation looks impressive, not so much the wind. Looks like the wind threat isn't as bad. I would say winds maybe 40, 50 miles an hour. Nothing too crazy, looks like. It looks like the storm kind of already lost some of its oomph. And it's kind of chilly where I am in Queens, so maybe by the time the storm gets here, it will be much less intense. Yeah, that's funny. This radar is acting up right now again. Yeah, looks like there's some pretty strong winds there. Let's say about 40, 50 miles an hour. And I think a new warning might have just been issued for the city. Nope, but Staten Island is in the warning right now. So a part of Richmond County is in the severe thunderstorm warning now. looks like the winds are, I would say, they're gusty, but it looks like the storms are finally weakening. Whoa. That's pretty impressive. That might be a little bit of a hail core there. So this is just now turned into a squall line. This is no longer posing a tornado threat. I believe the tornado threat is now almost entirely over. Only area that might have a tornado threat might be some of these leading edge lines, but we're here in the Queens, it's already in the 50s. I can conclude that the tornado threat is largely over. Yep, our tornado season is in June, July, August, and September. Our tornado season is I would say during the summer months, especially if any thunderstorms coming in from the northwest or west, like storm systems, and from sea breeze storms. Sometimes if you get thunderstorms that come in from the west, and you have southerly winds because of the sea breeze, you might get a quick spin up that way. Especially on Long Island. Anyway, the tornado threat is over. The only threat now with this line is just going to be heavy rain and some flooding. Also some gusty winds. I would say winds with this are now, let's say 40-50 miles an hour. The severe threat is largely over. There's still lightning with this, but the severe threat is mostly over. I'm gonna take one more look out the window. Now there's quite a bit of lightning in my area now. Hi, I'm back. Just looked out the window of my room. There could not see any lightning, but I heard, I think, a couple rumbles of thunder. There's, ooh, wow, those are. I'm gonna see if I could hear. Let me see. I'm gonna take off my headphones right now to see if I can hear the thunder. Yeah, some of this stuff around here is really impressive. Okay, thank you all for joining me again. Wow, I got 10 people here. So Shannon, so you've been tracking this storm since yesterday when all that severe weather was happening, right? I'm glad that your son's okay, you know, because this weather really was crazy yesterday, especially the overnight hours too. You know. That's weird. If that was true, I would have heard a big crash of thunder. Looks like that was probably just an error. I didn't hear any thunder from that. Anyway. It's raining outside. It's very foggy outside too in Queens. Yep, there comes that gust front. That was, I believe, that's the same part that might have, that made me think it was having the tornado on it. Boom! There it comes. This is the bad part. And I live right around here, and it looks like that part might be coming right towards me. Wow. 3 in a row right over Staten Island. Or actually New Jersey. Yeah, this whole area is just lighting up right now. I think in 5 more minutes I'm gonna end the stream. Yeah, thank you all for watching. You know, this stream's incredible. You know, this is, I've never had such a big live stream before. Oh, you're very welcome. And just before I go, I just want to... So 93 playbacks. Wow, that's quite a lot. And also, I just want to remind everyone, if you're already not, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel. And oh, looks like no new members. It looks like everyone have already all been subscribed. Yay! Thank you. Yeah, actually, I have two jobs tomorrow. I gotta do. I work at Staples, and then I gotta go to do some canvassing in the afternoon. I'm only gonna get 4.5 hours of sleep, or 4 hours of sleep tonight. So I'm probably, you know, even though was so doggone tired today, doing the storm stuff is what actually kept me awake. Wow, this is one monster lightning storm right here. This cell's packing quite a punch. Yep, that's the cell right there. And it looks like that cell is right over Long Beach, New Jersey. And Long Beach, New Jersey, if you want to know for reference, is right around here. Or Long Branch, actually. That's what's producing all the lightning out there. This cell right here. Rain's starting to pick up now. Yep. The squall's getting very close. And New York City is not in the severe thunderstorm warning. Looks like the severe stuff has already died down. So alrighty. Let's check. So one more check there. See the cells coming from the southwest, and the winds and the surface coming almost due south. So near southerly surface winds while the storms are coming in from the southwest. So there is some shear. Definitely some shear. Yep. Coffee feels very nice. So exhausted. Charity. What? Oh, congratulations. When is the baby due? I wish you all the best. I'm about to go to sleep. As soon as this thing passes, I hope it passes through faster because I want to go to sleep. And it looks like this is not the end of it because there might be yet another severe weather outbreak. One and then another, but this time I'm gonna be with my family this time. So this is the severe weather outbreak that's impacting us now. This is moving out. We're gonna have a bit of a break. Oh, and we're gonna get some pretty cold air aloft. 5400 lines going south of us, which isn't impossible this time of year. I've even seen that happen in May. We're gonna get a little bit of rain. early Wednesday morning, and then looks like Friday in the afternoon there might be some severe weather in Texas. Wednesday afternoon, Thursday afternoon might see another severe weather outbreak in the south. And look at that Friday. Oh my goodness, that's really bad. And it looks like this storm is gonna kind of stall out and then, you know, briefly cut off and then get part of another circulation, and then yeah, it looks like there's gonna be a weird blocking pattern thing going on. So let's go back to New York City weather radar. Yep, looks like it's about to hit very shortly. And it looks like I'm wedged between lightning storms. Typical. There's some gusty winds in this, I would say 30-40 miles an hour. Oh, awesome! Is it a girl or a boy? Congratulations. Anyway, let's go. Yeah. Whoa. For all this lightning, there's no thunder. So apparently, didn't hear any thunder from this one or any of these so far. Oh, this is getting really close. It's taking a little longer than I thought it would. Darn. Just a couple more minutes, I'm going to end the live stream, go outside, film, and then go to bed. A couple more minutes left.
Get up. Get up. I'm too busy. Your nose is full. Get up.
Alrighty. So looking at the radar right now. Zoom out. Let me zoom out and look at all the lightning data. Shows quite a bit of lightning. This one's going toward Long Island. This one's just west of me. There's not much lightning where I am. That's a crazy thing. Yet it seems to be everywhere. Now it just crossed into Brooklyn. The squall line is down in Brooklyn. It looks like the worst part is, it's gonna stay way to my south. There's some 50-mile-an-hour winds along, on Belmar. All the warnings are basically expired. We're still under. Oh, never mind. I'm under severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, did not see that coming. Didn't get any alerts. But looks like severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for this little thing coming in. Telling this is apparently severe warned. Apparently this little squall coming through is severe warned, even though I thought it's well below severe limits. Based on what I'm seeing right now, it's well below severe limits. It's no longer severe. So this might be some 30-mile-an-hour winds with this, maybe some heavy rain. I don't even know why they issued this severe thunderstorm warning for Queens and the 5 boroughs. But yeah, they just issued a new warning. Mile-an-hour wind gusts. Alrighty, wow, look at this. This is just incredible. Yeah, this cluster storms is ahead of the main line. So this is not associated with the squall line yet. This is the squall line. This is the lightning from the squall. This is associated with the squall line. This is basically what's causing the lightning. Yep, I think it's time for me to end the live stream and go now. Just one more minute and I'm gonna go. So it almost looks like a bit of a low pressure center. See how this is swirling this way, how this is going this way. Almost looks like a bit of a low pressure center, a bit of an MCV, mesoscale convective vortex. But I said bit, it's not really an MCV because MCV would have more of a curly Q. This thing could have formed an MCV, but didn't really have the environment wasn't really conducive, or just didn't. The ingredients just weren't there when they needed to be. Well, I gotta go now. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to all see you next time. Thank you all, and good night.